Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tunde T. Olatunji, and with me I have a political commentator, a digital media strategist, and a political analyst, Mr. Samuel Osemeke Iyobusa.
Yeah, good day, everyone. Samuel Iyobusa Osemeke is my name. I'm the member of Team Go and Verify.
You guys are doing so well. You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
So recently, there have been talks about state road, federal road. The governor said something, about our federal road, and then they replied, and it just kept going back and forth, back and forth. Could you shed some light in all of that?
Yes, I think the issue is misconception, or people, should I say, misunderstanding from the people. Whatever that is going wrong in the state, the government of the state takes the huge blame.
Okay.
Because the government that is closer to the people is the government in the state. And because Edo State is the one suffering the situation, the blame, based on the belief of the people, should go to the governor. But when you talk about the terms of governance, how governance work, both the states and the federal government have their allocation and their jurisdiction. Edo State's allocation is made for the purpose of addressing issues that affect Edo.
Not just roads.
Not both roads and other infrastructure.
Okay.
Like now, the governor is not expected to take Edo State money and start repairing federal roads when the same federal government has its allocation for these roads. You understand? Though in most cases the state may decide to take charge and do palliatives.
Okay.
Then when these palliatives are done, the federal government gives refund. But after the last Minister of Works kicked against the state government from fixing their roads, the situation changed. Obaseki could not work on these roads.
Okay.
Even when he tried to, he was stopped by the controller of works.
Okay.
At the federal ministry in Abuja, at Aduwawa, sorry. When palliative were already going on through Levant and Heartland, they were stopped. And what was the reason? They said the road has been contracted, so that the state cannot touch the road. That it's under contract, okay. and they drove them and they left it.
That brings me to two issues. So the first one, people who argue against that would say Oshomole fixed Ugbo, fixed that road. That's number one. And then the current Minister of War, David Umahi, said in Ebonyi State he has also repaired federal roads. Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, also said something like that. So how do you see? So how come the government of other states, they're able to do this, and we in Edo, we can actually do that? Is there a reason for that?
Thank you very much for that question. I will start by Oshomole. Yes, Oshomole did not actually do Ugbo. He did the fourth lane. He did the fourth lane. The federal government, under the then Minister of Works, was already working on Ugbo Road, 5 Junction, and other federal road links in the state. Then Oshomole assisted and complemented their efforts. Though the refund came, but that was when the policy of refund was still in operation, whereby state government, when they intervene on federal roads, they get refunds. They easily get refunds from the federal government. But in this, after the statement from the then Minister of Works, Babatunde Raji Fashola, the situation became different. So other state governments that are currently doing federal roads, I wouldn't say it's not a good thing. They have tried for intervening on their routes, but they are not so sure about their refund. You understand? And even at that, I believe there is a robust relationship that they have already developed with the federal government, because you know the issue of the G5 governors. They already enjoy privileges from the federal government because they are already rubbing minds with them. So they have not gotten reform, but they have already started something. But the thing is, have you those who are accusing the governor of Edo State for not fixing federal routes in the state, have they seen the condition of the routes that these governors are fixing and that of Edo? They are so terrible that the state money cannot fix it alone. Imagine the then Minister of Budget and Planning already told us that the federal government under the administration of former President Mohamed Buhari.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's the federal minister of budget and planning. I think last year, before his reign ended, last year he wrote something on social media, on his Facebook. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I saw that and I felt shame. You know, like you're saying, after 4 years, after 8 years, you're still saying, you know, the road has been contracted to this, contracted. So where is the money? Because then we saw Buhari, former President Buhari, approved what, 80 billion?
80 billion.
80 billion. Where the money go? It just evaporate or what?
Well, on the issue of I actually wanted to be apolitical in this discussion, but I have to bring it up. If by my assumption, this is just an assumption, I wouldn't. I don't
want us to dive into politics.
Yes.
This is the governance issue.
So I think if we're having a working institution like the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission or ICPC, Independent Corrupt Practices Agency, all those agencies, if they were working, by now they should have been investigating why federal government have not started work on these roads after 80 billion has been awarded. I think 80 billion was only awarded for Saple.
No, I think it was Agbo, Bini Agbo.
No, Saple Road, Bini Saple.
Okay, it's Bini Saple Road.
Saple Wari Road.
Okay.
Yes, Bini Saple Wari Road. That was what the money was allocated for. So I do not know about the allocation for Benin Auchi Road, Ekpoma Road, and Benin Agbo Road. They are all in the worst state. Even there was a video I played one time on my platform where the former commissioner of Delta State, Charles Anyago, was equally complaining the same issue that we had in Edo, that the deplorable state of federal roads, especially Agbo to Warri, have been there. The road from Agbo to Warri is so terrible. I think Edo's own is even better. The only difference is that we have loud people in the Edo social media space who are quick to speak up. But other states, they face the same thing. They face the same thing, but they don't have that social media presence where people talk about them.
Outside politics, how can the governor of Edo State get? Because he really, I mean, to be fair, he's done everything. He don't beg, he don't shout, he's taking press there, like he's done everything. So what more does he need to do before they decide to fix those roads? Because if you go to Benin Auchi Road now with all this rain, if you don't have an SUV, no try yourself. So what exactly needs to be done for the federal government to fix our roads in Edo State?
Okay. Well, I'm not the governor of the state, but if I may advise,
offer some
suggest or give a take, I would implore the governor to explore strategies.
What do you mean by strategy?
If it means going
diplomacy?
No. First of all, aside David Mayi, the Minister of Works, saying the governor should send a WhatsApp message does
You
not.
can just
it's so,
imagine,
it's,
like,
it's so.
it feels like child's play.
It's so childish. So it's not called for.
Banana Republic.
At least federal government should release a statement that the state governments can take charge of their roads, and they should assure them that when they take charge of these roads, they will definitely get the refund. So I will implore the governor that should the federal government, not the other way the Minister of Work said it to, should the federal government allow states to take charge of the roads, if the Edo State government does not have the required resources, you should go and apply for funds through IMF or World Bank, and use it as a means of intervention to repair these roads,
because they are all important.
Even if he doesn't get the refund in his administration, the next administration will work towards it.
Taking resources, like for example now health, it takes resource from health and it does the road. That means the impact will be on the Ministry of Health. Do you get?
Yeah.
So Obaseki was recently quoted as saying, the federal government, as you know, today lacks the capacity to manage itself, not to talk of building these roads. It will take a while for them to be able to build and fix those roads. Fortunately, we have had other connections, so our priority is to design and work with the state and the local government to build alternative state roads. Infrastructure is important, and we should be able to move our people, their goods and services across the state to bring development. So what the governor is saying in essence is, those guys, they can't even manage themselves. So why are we expecting them to be able to manage us? Do you share the same opinion?
Yes, I share the same opinion because this money that was initially awarded got into some individual pockets, and we don't know what they used it for, and the people are already suffering. Before federal government can pull out such funds again for such road, it will take a while, and nobody knows when. So that is why he said that statement. So building alternative routes, it's a commendable one, but the only challenge is, can heavy duty vehicles have access to those routes? Because if the state government have to build alternative routes, it will not be as concrete as that of the route that heavy duty vehicles can access. You understand? So, like for example, I think Iriri, Amagba, Obazagbo to Orehi. If for those who wants to avoid Sapler Road situation,
they can just
easily take through Airport Road and bust out from that and come out easily from the bypass.
So what? Let's talk about state roads now. We've been talking about federal road. Yeah. So the condition of state roads, what would you say? How would you rate it? Is it good? Is it very good? Is it average? Is it bad? Is it very bad? Like how? State roads now, not federal road.
It is good, but not very good. Okay. It is good in the sense that Edo State is one of the largest road, the state with the largest road network in Nigeria and even in the world as well. So it is not certain that a state government can actually work on all its roads, because there are very many. So the governor, in his magnanimity, in his performance, have really touched a lot of interlinked roads in the state, both in the GRA houses, in the town, in the villages, and the remote areas, as the case may be. And if you would permit me to mention few,
please do.
I will.
Please do. State road.
We all know the situation of Ogiso Road, that is linking MMW and Slope, Igbo. So that road has been fixed by the governor. You can equally talk about Tesdami Road that was always overflooded. You can also talk about Iyabanusa Road that is off Tesdami Road. The situation was very bad before, but
even
the governor has
Obazagbon you mentioned earlier.
Yeah,
before that there was no path there.
No roads there.
Now because of that, to buy property there.
It's very expensive.
Very, because the place has just opened up.
Yes. You can also talk about Eworara Road, off Sapler Road. You can talk about St. Savior. You can talk about PZ Road. So many of them. I'm talking about
Even
roads within Ugbo Village, Ugba Road.
Yes.
I'm just listing some of the roads that are being rehabilitated and constructed by the governor in Benin City. Even the so-called Ekenwa Road that is generating controversy. From Ring Road to Ugbuyoko houses, construction was done to that. I think it's from that Ugbuyoko downwards that work was left for reasons we don't know yet until we hear from the appropriate body. So I wouldn't want to speak on my own. But the last time I heard from whistleblowers, they said probably after the rains.
Some roads you didn't mention around Uniben, for example, Ekosodin, that Federal Girls School, that road right now, all tarred. Well done, neatly done. So, but recently, I think it was yesterday or day before, I saw a video of a viral video of a woman saying, this 19th Street, she had like flood up to her knee. Have you seen that?
Yes, I saw the video and I responded. Her name is Precious Oruche. She's a foremost comrade in the University of Benin, where I equally studied. Yeah, I did not know the grievances she has against the government, but the presentation was very poor because she was insulting people, and that's not right.
She
you are not passing a message by insulting.
Ogun kill of now.
It wasn't right. This one. So I would say 19th Street was actually constructed by the governor to Jara Junction. After Jara Junction, Police Station Road down to Adolo, the governor constructed it.
Okay.
I think where the issue is coming from, flooding is a natural disaster. It's not caused by the governor or the government. It is the individuals that are causing flooding. When it is raining, people go and dump refuse in drainages, and when they block, where do you think the water will flow through from?
So
and I'm sure after the rain, she would have equally gone back to that same place to see if the flooding was still there.
Is that road tarred? The road she was standing on, is it a tarred road?
19th Street was tarred from Ugbowo to Jara. From Jara, there's a straight police station road. That police station road was tarred down to Adolo.
Okay, so the place she was standing is actually a tarred road.
The place she was standing is not.
Okay, it's not tarred.
19th Street.
Okay, it's not 19th
That is what
Street.
she called it, because 19th Street that we know is not deep. I attended Uniben. I know how 19th Street was before the governor.
BTC now
worked on it.
Benin Technical.
Yes.
Yeah, we went. I saw everything.
Because I was even at 19th Street when I went to meet my project supervisor in my school when I was running my program there. So I went to visit. I said, where did she do the video? There is a part of the road. I think it's a deep down police station road when you are coming from the Ugbowo houses. I think by the right inside, it was not they didn't construct inside, but from that after I think a little distance from Jara down to Adolo, there was the governor constructed it. I think that was where she went to make a video. She would have equally gone there to make a video after the rain, so that we know if it is flooded.
Do you think it's a deliberate case of misinformation?
She deliberately did that to spite the image of the administration of the governor.
Okay, to spite.
Yes, she has always been known for that.
Okay.
She has always been known for,
because I would honestly, I would like to speak with her. Like,
yes.
Assuming I can reach out. Like, okay, so let's talk about roads. And I saw something recently.
If you need her contact, I can give you. You can invite her. Let her come and talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I saw something recently that says Obaseki has fixed or has done more roads in Edo State more than every other administration. Do you know about that? I don't know how factual that information is. I haven't checked, but I saw that. They said based on the length the kilometers of the road. His own is higher than.
I will agree. You know, there is something about people. They always pay attention to popular routes like Ring Road, Ogbuyoko, Ekenwa Road, those ones that they know. But they don't know about the internal routes. I recently posted a video about Napoleon Ashford Street at GRA Oasis. Somebody now commented under this section said, Obasi should leave all this road and come and do major roads. And I said, okay, are there no human beings living in these roads?
You can imagine.
So you telling the government to leave the road, it's like those people should remain there without having access to their houses just because you want your major roads to be fine. The major roads are not that bad, except for the ones that are the federal ones. The major roads in Edo are not that bad. Like I would say, the issue of Ugwelu, Ugboyoko, and the house and those houses that they usually mention, they should go and ask those landlords and landladies who have houses there if they are ready to give in their houses so that the government can demolish, compensate.
No, I don't think they would
dig
like to
mud
do that.
and dig ponds.
You know,
that
it's a really
channel erosion. But the problem those areas have is erosion problem.
It's a really it's not as simplistic.
Yeah,
it's complex
because of the poor building plan executed by the past administrations.
So that's why this Edo 30-year plan, all of that is taken into consideration. But for me, if I'm being totally honest, I think the government has underperformed when it comes to road, because I feel they could and they should do more in terms of road.
Okay.
So I've seen roads, the same spot being fixed like every two months, every three months.
Okay.
You know, like the 4 brigade.
Yeah.
That place, it gets fixed like every 3 months.
Okay. I would.
So for me, I think the governor and the government, they've performed exceptionally well in other areas, but roads, I'm not so impressed.
Right from time immemorial, even from the time of Igbenedio to Shomole to Obaseki, Edo has always complained about roads. They have always complained that roads are not good. Those are the major problems that people complain about. I think the worst situations about roads usually happen during the rainy season.
Yes.
Because during the dry seasons, we don't hear too much complaints about this. So where the problem is the Benin Stormwater Project, which was poorly executed by the administration of Oshomole, who took over 30 billion naira to fix them, but still he has not achieved any good result from it.
So let me the former commissioner for youth, Adaze, he mentioned some road, Ewutubu Road.
Yeah.
So I used to live around there, and for as long as I can remember, from Lucky Gnedian's administration to Osumbo for 1 year, and then Oshomole, and now. So what's the issue with that? Is it like they can't do it? Is it an impossible thing?
That is where community and government collaboration comes in.
Yeah, so but come on, like 8 years of Obaseki, 8 years of Oshomole, that's 16 years.
Like I said, somebody has to agree that they will be ready to give in their house, their inheritance. Some of them say, my grandpapa get this house, I no go.
So what's the issue with that road in particular?
A lot of houses have to go down for the governor to, or for any government to be able to fix that road. Wow, to be honest with you.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Have to, because the drainage situation over there is
messed up.
It's messed up. So I'm sure that's where the problem is. Until communities collaborate and agree that houses have to be given up and the government have to pay half compensation. But government, it's not possible for the government to pay full compensation. So they will be able to fix it.
So I understand the governor of Edo State, Echi Godwin Obaseki, as the CSO, the Chief Security Officer of the state, the #1 citizen. I understand people bring all kinds of problems to his doorstep. After all, he's the governor of Edo State.
Yes.
So, but when do we start holding our elected officials accountable? when do we? So like that Bini Auchiro. There's a guy, House of Rep, in the House of Rep,
Yeah.
who represents that zone. Senators there who represent that zone. So for like how
That is where the issue
like
of
when do we start holding them accountable? There's local government, there's House of Rep members, senators, but at the end of the day, any road will say, Obaseki no do road.
This is where the issue of communication and orientation comes. They have to make the people understand something, that it is not only the governor that is responsible for governance.
People, I don't think they know that.
Yes,
everything.
That's where the orientation comes in. There should be an orientation organized consistently to make people understand that aside the Edo State government, your rep members also have the responsibility to deliver good governance to you.
So, but we never ever hear about that.
When these representatives get funding from the federal government to carry out projects, they turn it into
pocket
palliatives.
They just fix it for 1 month.
Skill acquisition trainings, be buying bikes, motorcycle, washing machine, sewing machine, and be sharing to people, and they call that empowerment. But basically, that is not the only thing people need. They also need good access roads. Most of these people, the access road to their places are very bad, and they speak, but when they finally get funding for all those things, they convert it to other ventures, which is very bad. You know,
people in Edo State, I love Edo. I love how enlightened.
They are enlightened, they speak up, and they are very.
So the way they hold Obaseki, I have said this before, I still want to say, the way Edo people hold Obaseki accountable, why haven't they done the same for past administration? Because, well, let me divert a bit. On the issue of pension and gratuity, that's like, a big example. So you don't hold those guys when they were in charge, they left all this. Now you bring in like, okay, the governor is in charge, so he has to do that. It's the same thing with roads.
That is where continuity comes. Government is continuity. Whatever pain anybody has, they only know the person that is currently sitting in the seat of power, which is the governor. Even the Bible also quoted that old things have passed away and everything has become new. So I think the issue of blaming past administration should be reduced. Although I'm guilty of that as well, I won't say I'm not guilty. In most cases, especially when the pressure is there, I start blaming Oshomole. But the truth is, Oshomole is no longer there. Nobody knows Oshomole as the governor of the state. No Obaseki, which His Excellency Governor Obaseki, as a governor. So whatever pain they have or they feel, it is going to be brought to him. So that is continuity for you in governance. Governance is all about continuity. What this administration cannot do completely, the next administration continues. If the next administration is unable to address some issues faced by this current administration, the next administration is not unable to address it, they won't blame Obaseki, but they will blame that administration because that is a continuity in governance.
Before we go, if you had to score in terms of performance, the roads, state roads, so far, with all the work done or all the work not done, whatever, what would you rate it as?
I don't want to be apolitical in this engagement, so I'll give my governor a C+.
C+, okay.
Yeah.
So are you hopeful of that C+ turning into a B or an A? Are you hopeful?
I am very confident in the administration of Governor Godwin Obaseki that is going to make a merit. Let me say B. B is merit.
He'll earn it.
He's going to earn a merit. Some roads are going to be fixed immediately after this rainy season. There will be massive construction of roads.
I share the same opinion. So I think what will happen after this rainy season, we'll see like speed.
There will be speedy construction of roads.
Speedy ones. Like you know what happened now during the last dry season? Yeah. You pass here today, you see truck By the time he passed there tomorrow, the place has already been tarred.
Yeah.
They were walking so fast like that.
Even I saw, I didn't grab the name of the street. There's also one street that the governor is working on currently. I didn't get
They
the
don't.
name.
So,
So
I
even this, I don't know. I don't really know. Some roads can even be done during the rainy season. There are some roads we did during the rainy season, like this Ehoimi road. He did it during the rainy season,
during the rainy season.
and the road is looking very beautiful and fine and strong. Even there was a misconception when I was engaging some people from that zone. They said the road was done by NDDC. Unfortunately, I don't blame them because there's no the Ministry of Roads and Bridges or the Ministry of Communication have communicated to these people that it is the state government that is doing this road and not NDDC.
So you think with better,
there should be a sign indicating that this road is done by the state government. It should be
before
work is done. It should be done, not after work is done. You start mounting signboard. You should mount signboard to notify people that this road is being done. It's currently being constructed by the district government. So nobody will come and be arguing with you that it's NDDC. And unfortunately, it's not NDDC. And the governor did I think he did a little bit of the community of the road, and to continue the remaining part that will lead to Asaba, as promised by the governor to the people.
That's how much time we have. If there's anything you want us to talk about, please send suggestion, send criticism, send praise, send whatever you want.
And we'll address it.
Yes, and we will address it. We'll promise to address it. All right. See ya.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.